How can theater survive through a pandemic?
Now to growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S.
School is closed. Do not go to school tomorrow and at least for the next few months.
Performing arts institutions were forced to adapt to the new normal.
More than 130,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19.
Some theater shows were postponed, and some were even canceled as a whole.
Every area of the country will be challenged.
The Southern Connecticut State University Theater Department was faced with something they have never done before: doing theater online.
Like sometimes I miss a live crowd because like when I was doing Enemy of the People, I wasn't missing the live crowd. It was a radio performance, so that was recording, and that's like fun on its own.
And do you imagine I could agree for a moment to such a deception?
Deception?
Yes, it would be a deception, a fraud, a lie, an absolute crime against the public, against all society.
But you know, sometimes you really miss the sort of energy that's in the room that you get, like especially during dramas when you just like drop like a massive bombshell and everyone's like, oh, and then you have that moment where everyone's afraid to breathe, and then you're like, yeah, I did it.
I was an Enemy of the People. Something I definitely learned is how much it takes to create theater, because I know for me, just being the actor, I would memorize my lines, I memorize my blocking, and that's pretty much it. But what I really learned is how much sound goes into it, the engineering, all the different equipment that we had to be involved in, and the hard work that it actually takes. So I think I was definitely ignorant on that part, and that's something I definitely learned.
What's the good things about Enemy of the People? It was a lot of fun. It allowed me to, develop as an actor. But it allowed me to, develop my acting and, really focus on my voice. And even though I did damage my voice a little bit, it was a lot of fun.
So being a part of Sweat right now, our director, Dexter Singleton, I think has made it pretty apparent that being on Zoom, it's gonna be fine, because I know I had worries about being on Zoom and if different boxes are just gonna be moving. But he said he has different engineers and people who can actually make it look like we're in a bar and look like we're conversating or look like we're fighting, so.
How is that possible?
The machines are gone. They're not coming back.
Listen, that's the way it is. And I know a couple of the old guys who are bringing in close to $40-something an hour.
Definitely miss being in the live crowd. I love being in person, but I think that right now we're in a pandemic and right now it just can't happen. So I feel like it's not a good time to give up on theater. So just because, we can't be in person doesn't mean we can just stop telling the stories that need to be told. The stories that we have to tell in theater are very important, especially a show like Sweat that has to do with a lot of social justice, drug abuse, father-son relationships, racism. The stories still need to be told. So I think that's very important, and we should not just give up on that just because we're not in person.